Hey guys, this is Goku, and on this channel we talk about poker and we try to improve our game using various GTO solutions. Today we're gonna play another drill on the GTO Wizard. We've been doing the blind versus blind drill for the past 90 hands, and we're gonna close this off today with another 10 or so hands. So let's jump right into it. Let's see if we can get the overall score a little bit higher, the overall GTO score. And with pocket force, we're gonna raise it. We get called. We see solver hates raising with pocket force here, but we don't care. So on a jack 5-4 with two spades, we're gonna continue. And we're gonna continue for a third pot bet to get called. 8 on the turn. We're gonna now put a higher bet, a bigger bet, and we're gonna bet 80%, and the solver and the villain folds. And we see solver is just limping it here 100% of the time. Even though the EV of raising is exactly the same, we get -5% GTO score. So not off to a great start, but maybe we can turn this around. 35 BB stack, 4-3 off. Now we are going to limp it, and we're going to limp call with our hand, which is again a bad move, but oh well. 10-10-4 on the flop with two spades. I'm gonna go check call. 6 of hearts on the turn goes check check, and on the 7 of clubs on the river we're going to go for a blocker bet and bet 1.5 BB to get raised. And we're gonna ship it to get called by a 7. Okay, let's take a look at the flop. So yeah, on the flop we should call folded, meaning limp folded, and I assume the rest of the actions are not solved. So let's go. 2 hands, -20% score, looking very nice. With pocket 8s on 25 BBs, we are going to open, and on an 8-5 deuce flop we're gonna bet small, third pot bet to get raised. We're gonna call it here. 8 on the turn, gonna go for a check, goes check check, and on the jack of diamonds I'm gonna go once again for a check and call the all-in. And if we take a look at what the solver thinks about our play, we're gonna see that the solver is checking 90% of the time here on this flop, betting 9% of the time, betting 1, and betting 2 like we did just 1% of the time. But the EV of all these actions is almost the same, so that's all fine. Here the solver is check calling like we did. On this ace on the turn it goes 60% check, 40% bet, 20% pot, and then on the river we see it doesn't like checking, or maybe not. It's not checking at all, it's just shoving 100% of the time. And the EV between all these actions is almost the same, so whatever. At least we got the value out of the villain. 14 BBs, we have queen 8, we're gonna limp it. on king 9, on king queen queen, we're gonna go for a check, and we're gonna go for a check call here. 10 of diamonds, we're gonna bet now, half pot, and the villain folds, and we see the solver is checking here 100% of the time. We wanted to mix it up a little, and when we take a look at the flop, we see the solver is betting here 92% of the time and checking 7.4. EV is exactly the same. So our last session is looking not that great. 4 hands and 4 wrong moves. We're gonna limp 6-4 suited, and we're gonna bet third pot on this board. Now we've hit our straight, so we're gonna continue betting, and we're gonna go for a 2/3 pot bet, and we're gonna call the all-in, which is nice. And on the flop we see the solver is choosing between checking 81% of the time, betting full pot 15% of the time, and then our bet and bet 2 is a very small percentage of its play. 10-4 suited on 35 BBs. It's gonna be a limp, and we're gonna go for a check on this flop. Gonna try and take a stab on this turn, and we're gonna go for a bet 20% pot on the river, and we get called by pocket threes, which is nice. Pre-flop we see the solver is actually opening this hand 10-4 suited 97% of the time. On the flop it is checking 94% like we did, and on the turn it is once again checking, even though taking a stab is exactly the same EV. Okay, king 9 off. We're gonna open here when the action gets to us. Oh, we're on a 6 loss streak. Nice. King 6-3 on the flop. We're gonna continue for 20% pot. We get called. Deuce of diamonds on the turn. I think we can sometimes check here, and we are going to. Villain checks behind. 8 of clubs on the river, and we're gonna go for a half pot bet. And terrible score. We got some value out of ace jack, so result is okay. We see on the turn the solver's not checking here at all. It is rather overbetting, and that's quite weird. It's overbetting a little, or 2x, and that's almost all his actions here with this particular hand. I wonder what that is supposed to achieve. Because we're probably not getting called by wars, are we? If we overbet here, well, maybe if we overbet 120%, then we are, but if we bet 2x pot here, are we ever getting called by wars? I don't know. Ace deuce suited on the small blind. We are going to open it. We get called. 10-6 deuce, 2 spades. Gonna bet 2. Gonna check on the turn, and we're gonna go for an all-in on the river, and we see the solver hasn't calculated the spot because it is never opening this hand on 25 BBs, rather it is limping it. Oh well. Jack 4 off. I'm fine folding here, really, but we are gonna limp because the solver loves limping. We're gonna bet our 4 of our pair of 4s. We're gonna check on the turn, and we're gonna check on the river once again. And that's all fine. And let's play our last hand of the spot, at least for now. 8-6 off on 80 BBs. We're gonna limp. We're gonna go for a full pot bet just to mess with the solver. 5 of hearts on the turn. We're gonna go for a check. The villain bets third pot bet. We're gonna go for a check call. And on the river, we're gonna go for a check call once again. And villain unfortunately has a king. And if we take a look on the flop, the solver's never using full pot sizing here. It's rather checking or betting one, so again, we don't have this spot calculated. Okie dokes. That's all. Our last session is not good. It's quite terrible, but oh well. If we go here, we see our GTO Wizard score after 100 hands is 61.6101. We made 3 blunders, 33 wrong plays, 20 inaccuracies, 70 correct plays, and 180 best plays. Okay, average EV loss per hand is super small. Average EV loss per mistake is, well, larger. Total EV loss 9.2 BBs. Well, that's a lot on 100 hands. Okay, so a higher frequency difference indicates you're taking low frequency lines more often, so I guess I am. Well, yeah, blind versus blind is definitely a spot I need to practice more, and we probably will do that. But for now, I think we'll just look for another spot to select this, not to get too bored just playing the same spot all the time. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.